Hello, friends. This is Mr. Jelly. Today I'm going to teach you about geometric and organic shapes, and we're going to do an activity where we draw dinosaur fossils with organic shapes. First, let's talk about geometric and organic shapes. Geometric shapes. Geometric shapes are made by people usually. They usually have names like a triangle, a circle, a square. Geometric shapes usually have straight sides or perfect round curves. Organic shapes are found in nature. Organic shapes are kind of lumpy and bumpy. Might be the shape of a leaf or a river, a rock. You'll see jagged edges, curves that aren't um, perfectly round. You'll see different lumpy, bumpy shapes. Most animals or plants are organic shapes. Today, we'll be using black paper and some kind of media that shows up on the black paper. So we are using oil pastels. Um, that's what I'm using. You could use a white crayon would work great. A white colored pencil would be fine. Something that'll show up on your black paper. I'm going to draw the skeleton, the fossilized skeleton of a Triceratops dinosaur. First, I want everything to fit on my paper. So I'm going to start way on one side. Here's an example of what we're going to be drawing. I'm going to start way on this side and leave myself plenty of room for the rest of the skeleton. The hardest part is going to be the skull. So I'm going to draw this Triceratops skull. I'm going to start with the beak. I'm going to draw kind of a little hole here where the eye would be. I'll have another hole right here for the ear cavity. Now, Triceratops have horns. I'm going to draw their horns there and right there. They're kind of at the front. And then they have this big shield around their head. Notice I don't have perfectly straight lines. It looks not perfect. That's okay. It doesn't have to look perfect. I'm going to color this in with my white pastel. You see the white looks really nice on the black paper. It really looks bright and stands out. Love the black background with the white. It has what's called contrast. Contrast is when two shades or colors are far apart. White and black, white is very light, black is very dark. It makes the white look really white and the black look really black. It looks really bright and really dark because it has high contrast. So that's the hardest part. And don't get upset if yours doesn't look perfect. Again, mine doesn't look perfect. It's a lumpy, bumpy shape. Every Triceratops skull is going to be slightly different, just like everybody's face is slightly different. All right. The next part's a lot easier. If you've done this part, you've done the hardest thing. I'm going to start drawing the spine. Spine is going to be these kind of dots. I'm going to make kind of lumpy dots, and I'm going to make a big line of dots. I might have drawn mine too big. I might run out of room for the tail. And you know what? That's okay. Sometimes I make mistakes too. Notice how my dots get smaller and smaller. The Triceratops has this kind of chest bone. Maybe you would call it a shoulder bone. And then it has this big bone in its leg that kind of comes forward. You gotta make two kind of bumps at the end, make it look like a bone. I'm going to put a little connector bone in, just another lumpy, bumpy shape. And down here, I'll make the leg bones come down. And another one, have it come forward a little. And this will be the foot. Your foot has a lot of bones in it, a lot of small bones. Now, I'm not drawing every single bone in the Triceratops. The real Triceratops has hundreds of bones. I'm just drawing the main ones so you can get the idea of the shape. Next, I'll put some ribs. The ribs will be these curvy bones. They're going to come down from the spine. You have ribs. In fact, you have a lot of the same bones as a Triceratops, but slightly different shapes. Your skull probably does not have any horns. Now I'm going to put this bone back here. This will be the hip bone. And that's what connects to your legs. And get these kind of leg bones coming down. Let me move this so you can see a little better. Now, I'm not super happy that I ran out of room. I think if I were to do it again, I would make the skull just a bit tinier so I'd have more room to put everything. Again, that happens in art. Sometimes we make mistakes, doesn't always come out perfectly. But we don't cry about it, we learn from it. And try again, and we know the next time we do it, it's going to be even better. All right, there's my Triceratops. Again, it's not perfect. This one's a little better, but still not perfect. This one, I think I drew this with a crayon instead. All right, so we talked about organic shapes. We drew organic shapes and made a skeleton, a fossilized skeleton of a Triceratops. You are welcome to try your own. Try typing in, say, shark skeleton. Actually, sharks might not have skeletons. That might be a bad example. They have cartilage, not bone, as far as I know. I could try this. Try a you could try a human skeleton. That'd be a really good one. You see, this one has different poses. Pretty neat. All right, give it a try. Don't get upset if you mess up. You can practice with pencil on regular paper if you're having trouble. And yeah, this is all about making organic shapes. Just lumpy, bumpy shapes. They don't have to look perfect. All right. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for doing art with me. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.